Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We've got some Summon Rush news for today's video. If you didn't see it, I've got my fusion plan for where is he? There, it's at the bottom. Masahiro, the massive hero. The fusion has gone live. I think he's a great little fusion. I'm definitely going to be getting him and looking forward to using him. Yeah, he seems pretty cool. But we've got news. Oh, gotta click that red dot. The Summon Rush starts tomorrow now, as you know from my fusion plan. I think there's a pretty good, probably the best strategy for most people is probably to skip most of the fragments in here. You can skip 15, take the 5. We'll see. I actually haven't had a chance because it's been busy. I had to do 2 dog walks today. And once Winston's over, he's downstairs at the moment. They're having a nap. They're coexisting peacefully. It's wonderful. But yeah, walking the dog separately for a couple of days, and then I can start walking them together once he gets used to the walks around. But hey, c'est la vie. Let's look at the champs that are being boosted up here. And it's an interesting question. Do you skip the 15? Because you can skip 15 fragments and still get the fusion. Do you skip them in the Summon Rush? Or do you skip them in the Champion Chase? I'm leaning towards the Summon Rush, but it's a pretty darn good one. It's pretty darn good. Let's do the less interesting thing first. Let's look at the epics. You got Tidemaster, Dexicos, Kinagashi, and Tagoar. And I would say for this one, Tagoar number 1, Tidemaster number 2, and I would not recommend Kinagashi. Sorry, Kinagashi, you get a no. Kinagashi is the epic reviver for the Shadowkin. If you're pulling shards for this event, you're obviously going for the fusion. You will not use this champion. Where is she? You'll not use her. She's okay. Look, turn meter boost with a 1 random ally to ally attack. Her A1, bit of turn meter pushback. She's got a single target revive. She's not great. I did use her, progressing through a lot of Shadowkin faction wars hard. But, I mean, as soon as you get Yukimasa, you're never using her again. And Masahiro is even better. So, yeah, I just don't see her as something you'd ever go for. Now, Tagoar, for the Orcs, is excellent. He's a really good reviver. He brings increased speed for the team and a heal based off his max HP, which is good. He revives you, but with a shield, which is actually pretty strong. So his revive is kind of weak, but the shield is good. And then he gives you damage reduction while you're low on life. He does a surprising amount of healing. He actually works kind of better, I think, than it seems on paper, because his revive looks pretty poor, but it's actually pretty good. So he is great. And Jorg is your other reviver for this faction, but he doesn't have any healing. So I think Tagoar ends up being very strong. Now, you could go with like Jorg and Vrask for healing instead. That is viable. I do like Tagoar a lot. I will say, Raka is a huge upgrade over him. Absolutely massive. When I got Raka and benched my Tagoar, Faction Wars hard got way easier. That being said, she's a Void Legendary. Very difficult to get. So yeah, Tagoar is probably the best revive option overall for Orcs. So that's cool. And then who is the last one? Oh, of course, Tidemaster Dexicos. Well, for the Argonauts. So if you don't have Palace, he's going to be insanely useful because he's got this revive. Again, the revive is kind of terrible. It's not very good. And then he has an AoE attack with increased defense. It's not very good. Heals a bit on his A1. That's fine. This is cool. He gives people a shield constantly. His passive is great. The rest of his kit's pretty poor, but he's got very, very good base stats, especially for an epic. Like, these look like legendary champion base stats, to be honest. Like I'm not even kidding. I mean, like, if we look at even a really good legendary, Elva, she doesn't even have 20k HP. Now, she got a big chunk of defense and a bit more speed. He's not far off it, to be honest. Like, he's pretty good. Great base stats. He is the reviver. He's going to be useful for Faction War. So if you don't have a copy, you're probably going to want him. It's just going to make it easier to get through the Faction Crypt whenever that opens. Yeah, so probably for most people, if you don't have either, you'd be going for Tagoar. Realistically, I think if you have Tagoar already, you're probably going for Tidemaster because you might not have him. And obviously getting a new champ is worth more. So there we are. Thorn Golem, Dawncaller, Sabatha. For me, on these, Sabatha is a clear number 1. Thorn Golem, I probably just wouldn't even recommend him. I don't know. Has anyone done anything useful with him? Sabatha has a problem where she's in a faction, and that faction has Ancora. It has Venalicia. It has Rector Drath as well. It's got so many really, really good revivers. But she is great. She has brings you back with 100% turn meter and 2 turns block damage. Really good. increased defense and increased attack, healing on the A1. When she revives an ally, decreases one of her skills by 1 turn, so she can cycle through her stuff a bit better. She's cool. Obviously, she's not bringing a ton of healing, so it can be difficult to keep them alive when the block damage expires. I think she's very good. Her main problem, in my mind, is that she's in a faction which already has really good revivers. Like Rector Drath is usually, I think, still available for new players to purchase, and she's obviously a must build if you get her. She's one of the best epics in the game, and yeah, so that's her problem. I think she's good. I am not a fan of Thorn Golem. Yeah, I don't know. Like, let me know what you think. He seems pretty poor to me. Increased defense, he gets counterattack and increased resist on himself. His A1 places leech. Like, it's not high impact counterattack. It's just sort of there. He has AoE fear and decreased accuracy. Like, I guess he's supposed to be a bit of a chimera champ. Increase defense, increase resist, leech, fear, decrease. Like, he is bringing you quite a bit for chimera. I don't think he's fantastic, to be honest. But, I mean, if you don't need Sabatha, if you're going, well, I've got a really well-built Rector Drath, I'm not going to use Sabatha. You could pick up Thorn Golem. I'm not certain how useful he's really going to be to most people, but he might genuinely be kind of helpful for Chimera to your account. Let's go to the juicy stuff then. Sidax, Baird, Fimo, Wixwell, and Glakid. So 2 OG extremely good champions, and then 3 new ones. Last place for me is probably Baird. I think he's mediocre. People like him a lot. I think he's pretty mediocre. He's got AoE Provoke on a 3 turn. It's good. Then he puts Pain Link. His Pain Link is 3 times as good as the default Pain Link. And then this is good too, where he puts counterattack on himself and the ally with the highest crit damage. It's possible I'm underestimating him a bit. That counterattack buff is nice. It is a good Provoke. The Pain Link is a nice bonus. He is going to be putting out some healing when he counterattacks. His A2 is triple hits that can steal buffs, transfer debuffs, and then debuff spread. Not many champs, to be fair, debuff spread all debuffs to all enemies. And then, he's getting increased defense on himself. He'll heal allies some of the damage he takes, but he's not going to take much, I wouldn't say. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on him. He's sort of average, maybe a bit above average. He's certainly useful, but he's not crazy. I do think this faction does have Creodan, who's a very good... I found, honestly, Creodan was almost enough of a crowd control champ on his own. So I don't feel like Baird is super necessary for faction wars, but he'd obviously be useful. I think he's okay. I think he's fine, but he's nothing compared to these other champs. For me, he would be last place here. Fimo, I would also be... I tested him out. I wasn't a huge fan of him. Again, he's a modern champion, so he's not bad by any means. If anything, he's, a bit above average, but it's just not wowing me like the other champs are. But it's not to say that he's bad, because he could be extremely useful to people. Single target, 2 turn stun, and full turn meter depletion on a 3 turn. If he stuns the target, he does an AoE, and then he does a 1 turn stun and a 25% turn meter depletion on the rest of the enemies. It's going to be insane for any waves for control. Problem is, this is awkward to use in arena because it's difficult to actually land stuns on people. And turn meter depletion starts... Well, I mean, you've got all these champions these days where you start getting turn meter depletion or turn meter increase. They just start spamming A1s like it's nobody's business, because that's fun. Yeah, the main issue is, for example, against Spider, he'll deplete the Spider's turn meter, but he can't stun the Spider, so he won't do the AoE stun, which is a bummer. If the enemy dies and he doesn't place the stun because they're dead, he won't do the AoE. It's a bit finicky, this. It's when it works, it's really good, but it is a bit awkward. Then this is lovely. It's like Freya's move, right? Increase defense and a shield, and it's a big shield. Protect if there's dead allies, and he does it for free when an ally is killed. Turn meter depletion A1. Then he's got stacking stats when he lands stuns. He's cool. I mean, the stacking stats a bit awkward. If you build him for damage, he's going to start killing people, and you're not going to get the value of the crowd control. It's really awkward. If you build him really fast and just have him spamming these abilities as much as possible, I think it's better. He's a weird champ, I think. And the question is, where is he actually going to be useful? Because this move just doesn't really do anything against most bosses. So he's really just for PvE waves. I think he's okay mid-game arena. I don't think he's that great for end-game arena. I'd much rather have Freya or Helicath or whatever. Like, he's not wowing me for end-game arena. But yeah, helpful progression champion. He's going to be absolutely insane for faction wars. For Argonites, no question. He's going to be giving you protected shields, AoE stuns, like that's going to be amazing. But yeah, it's not one I'd be as hyped about compared to the others. Then we come to the big three. We've got Psydax, Wixwell, and Glakid. You know what? I might actually put Glakid last. I think we just had Mavara. We're getting a new Reviver fusion as well. Glakid maybe falling off a bit in value, maybe. But look, he comes in, increased accuracy, increased defense for 3 turns. If he doesn't revive anyone, he gets an extra turn. Then he does increased attack, perfect veil, and a turn meter boost. You're getting 4 buffs with 9-piece protection set. That's a 20% damage boost. Then on his passive, if you're under perfect veil placed by him, you do 10% more damage. He's giving your team a 30% damage boost, as well as some really useful buffs. He's got a bad revive, but it's there as a backup if you need it. He's got a freeze A1. I don't think it's that exciting. The speed in all battles aura is really good. He's got great base stats. Glakid isn't like he's been a fantastic reviver for a very long time. My main issue is I think you've just got Mavara, hopefully. Mavara, I think, is going to fit into many of the same teams that he would fit into. She brings the perfect veil. Now, she doesn't have the increased attack. She doesn't have these buffs. He brings different buffs, but I feel like you're generally going to be using Mavara with her fervor and the ally attacks. I think she's going to shine a bit more. So that actually makes me not as keen on Glakid, but that being said, he's still fantastic. He's a really good legendary champion. You know, he's been proven to have high value for all the clan bosses, everything. So yeah, he is really good, but I'm a little less excited about him now than I was before. Wixwell, still a king. Oh, Wixwell. Why is he a king? It's because of this A2, really, where he increases the duration of buffs and he increases the value of shields. It scales off. It's like a percentage scaling. It's like compound interest, basically. It's really bad at the start of the fight. The longer the fight goes on, the more shield growth he does. And because he's extending shields as well, he is the premium enabler. In fact, really the only, really good enabler, let's be real, to Titus. You can make Titus work in some other niche teams like Brogni against Hydra, but it's really awkward. It's nowhere near as good. Wixwell is the man for Titus, right? And they are obviously broken for like all the clan bosses. They're broken for all of them. I'm curious how long that will last. But yeah, Wixwell, he'd be a high value one to pull. Like if you pulled Wixwell and then you could come in and if you got 3 fusion tokens, if you change the next fusion to Titus, you could have a Titus Wixwell teams up for grabs. So that is very juicy. I guess this is a good time to remind you, this is only a 15x progressive. Like you've got, I think, about a 4% chance now to, if you pick Wixwell, you've got like a 4-5% chance max to pull him. 96-95% of the time, you're not getting him. You're getting somebody else. So don't get suckered into pulling your shards. But I think he's highly valuable. And then Psydax, I'm really impressed by. I was initially, I think I rated him too low. I think I put him A+ in my tier list. I think he should be S tier. I think I got it wrong. This guy, double hit enemy max HP, but he's decreased defense, decreased speed. Such good debuffs. Then he brings increased defense, increased speed, and ally protection to your team on a 3 turn. And his decreased attack and Pain Link A1. Now, the Pain Link is the default version. It kind of sucks, but it's still cool. He takes less damage. I think he's sick, man. He's going to be a great damage dealer with super high value buffs. Decreased defense, decreased speed, and increased speed are incredibly high value buffs. Then increased defense, ally protection are useful, as is decreased attack, and maybe not the Pain Link is not that useful. But wow, he's going to be an insane damage dealer. So yeah, and actually something I want to talk about here, I think he might be better than Cecilia. When I was doing my tier list for this patch, I haven't put it out yet. I might actually re-record this bit because I do think I got it wrong. I think I will re-record it. So yeah, you guys will never see the old... I had Cecilia in S tier, and I was like, oh, I'll put Atharion and Psydax slightly below because she's Void, she won't weak hit. But realistically, I actually think Psydax is better. So for me, how would I rank these ones? I would put Wixwell number 1, Psydax a very close second, and then I'd be putting, honestly, Glakad third. And then I probably wouldn't go for the other 2, to be honest, right? Probably wouldn't go for them. Then we come to the Voids. I mean, it should be obvious, but the number 1 is going to be Hecaton. He's insane, right? He's really busted. Hecaton's crazy. new faction, that's juicy. Great speed aura, but he's putting up block damage and counterattack with a turn meter boost. His A1s, he can be spamming AoE. A1s, the Storm Call buff is crazy. Massive nuke. Yep, and this passive is nuts. He sort of turns everyone in your team into a mini newt against clan bosses. He just makes your team stun spammers in PvP. You know, he's really top tier. He really, really is. He's insane. So he's the easy pick right there. I mean, both Hecaton and Tachyon, both, I think, are crazy. So, yeah, he's the clear winner. Cecilia. I actually think Sidax is probably better. So she comes in, the double hit, enemy max HP. She put Perfect Veil on your team. Very useful. Again, I think it's slightly lower value because you've got Mavara now. But she has increased defense, strengthen, and counterattack on your whole team. I actually think, look, and she's doing healing with her A1. Her passive's a bit underwhelming. You know, it's a one random debuff from a random ally removed, fills their turn meter. She does put out a revive on death. It's a long... This passive seems undertuned to me. I think they should buff the passive. It's too weak. But yeah, you know, when I was really... I'm like, how good is the counterattack really? How good is it really? And at the end of the day, she's Void Affinity. She won't weak hit. But if I compare her to Sidax, would I rather have Perfect Veil and counterattack on my team and strengthen? They're really good. But I think I'd rather have decreased defense, decreased speed, increased speed, and decreased attack, and Pain Link, and ally protection. Like, I actually think he's way more useful overall than she is, probably. And, like, people think she's insane. But I actually think counterattack buff maybe being slightly overrated here. And I do think Sidax probably better. I think she's very good. I'd be putting her second. 2, and then I put Tuhanarak 3. I think Tuhanarak is fine, but... they've been giving her out for free to new players, right? She's just a bit older at this point. But you get increased defense, increased speed. You get decreased attack block buffs on a single target. You spread 2 random debuffs. She can spread block buffs for Hydra, but it's really awkward, and you kind of have to manual it. If the heads have multiple debuffs, there's no guarantee she'll spread the block buffs, which is the key one. So decreased speed A1. She's putting out some healing. She's got a Doom Priest style passive of doing some cleansing on your team. That's really good. She is good. But, I mean, you compare her to Sidax, who's bringing the increased defense, increased speed, ally protection, and then enemy max HP, decreased defense, decreased speed. You're like, oh, the value. Yeah, but she's great. She's a solid Void Legendary. But and I think it's not totally unreasonable to put her in, pull for her. But, yeah, I think Hecaton is the clear winner. So that's my broad thoughts on this. I think Hecaton is the clear winner for Voids, but Cecilia is an interesting discussion point, and she is good. I think Wixwell is probably the clear winner for these shards, but Sidax is making a good argument. I mean, Wallmaster Atharion, for me, has been such a stalwart, a champion I've just picked and picked and picked. Like, I really do find him useful. I think Sidax is better. I'm going to do a testing video on him, but I think Sidax is going to be so useful to so many players and such a comfortable pick in so much content. Because not only is he going to bring really good, consistent damage with enemy max HP, double hit, AoE, but he's bringing great buffs and debuffs as well. Like, he is such a comfort, always pick champion. His only downside is magic affinity matchups because he's a spirit champ. That's about it. I mean, he is so good. Not too keen on these other ones. And yeah, that's sort of where we're at. So let me know. What do you think? Thank you for watching. Give me your thoughts. For me, I have Wixwell. I'm going to be going for that Sidax. Glakid? Nah, I'm not that interested anymore. Give me Sidax or give me Death. I don't know. I'm going to go for Sidax, but my goal is probably just to get 5 fragments from the Summon Rush. I just don't have that many shards, right? So probably go for 5 fragments. If I pull the Sidax, I'd be super happy. Also, speculation, right? We're wondering, could they do a guaranteed champion in the upcoming week, right? It looks like there's a big gap from maybe a Gear Hunter's Soul summoning. Deck of Fate. We haven't had a guaranteed champion in a while. I think it's unlikely they do Palace. And I think same with the Voids. They're too good. Those are money makers for Plarium. I don't think they give them in an event. Femo's just in an event right now, but these 3 are possibilities they could make them guaranteed champions. I think Heberon would be the most useful to most people. I'm not a massive fan of these. They're both like okay PvP champs, but I don't know. I have to test out Pelagus. I tested Nos on. I think he's only all right. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's, you know, I think this certainly scratches out Sidax, for example, as well. He would have been an insane guaranteed champ. I think if they're doing a shard event for him, there's no way they'd run him as a guaranteed champ right now. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. What do you think? I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. Pelagus is brand new, so they could do one for him, and it'd be pretty meh. Cabron could be cool as well. Not sure, but yeah, let me know. Would you like to see a guaranteed champion from the Argonites? And if so, do you agree that's one of these three? And if yes, which one would you want? And if you don't think it's one of these three, who do you think they would do instead? Are you a believer in the free Tection? The guaranteed Tection? I doubt it, but let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.